Wow. Those are
preview.
That's our preview.
That was it, huh?
Intro. We got people working on it as we speak. Yeah.
People.
A person.
Eight people.
Got a whole desk full.
God, we're working in shifts.
Yeah. And they got that 3 second, 4 second intro done. Took 2 weeks, but
2 weeks.
How
much that cost?
It costs us the bundle.
What exactly is a bundle? I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna stay away from that one. Not get canceled.
You know what you should do? I'm Gizz Lazlo.
I'm just Paul.
And welcome to episode 6, season 3.
Uh-huh.
So we're moving right along.
Yeah.
How was your week?
It's been busy, man. I think I bit off a lot more than I could chew, but I'm okay with it because it's making sense. I'm waiting for my nose to start bleeding again. It's catchy.
That's like our first episode.
Yeah, it's catchy.
My nose sometimes bleeds.
Yeah, God, on command. It's been good. I get a lot accomplished personal-wise, like little projects, taking things off. I got giant hardwood floor finishing up. Dog's healthy. Dog's happy. I think he's got a lot of meat in the freezer, so he's happy.
Good.
I could complain, but I think I'd sound like a dick. How you doing? Well, I complain about you.
Yeah, I know you do. I see the texts. Just like being in a band with you.
Oh no, that's not like me. Oh, you'd be fucked.
Week was good. Got a lot of stuff done for us. Ads, booking. We're booked solid until August now.
Fuck.
So every week we got
the same guest, right?
We got brand new guests every week, and they're just. I mean, this is our 3rd year doing this, so
it's not bad.
No, it's
if we had listeners, we'd be doing great.
Yeah, we got two. Probably our guests' parents and sister, probably a wife.
That's our producer and the dog.
No. Oh, the dog's watching?
Yeah, I got him his own phone. He can text me when he wants a treat.
But the week went by quick. Johnny and I performed on Saturday with the Ferrets and 900-pound Gorilla.
Yep.
At the New Scotland Yard. I pre-gamed before I got there.
Oh, you think?
And then I got there.
You post-gamed?
I was told that unlimited Guinness.
Oh, fuck.
As long as
that's only 3.2%, right?
I drank a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
And felt it all day Sunday and most of it this morning. So, but we got playing again next weekend and then following weekend. So Wormwood is back performing. We got new T-shirts, new koozies, possibly some hats, and
Speedos.
Yeah, I'm wearing them right now.
I bet.
I'm wearing one as a bra.
Can't really tell. It's
I shop it for Forever 28.
Yeah. Speaking of our next guest.
So this week's guest was supposed to be our first guest of the year, but we had all those issues with the soundboard, and
I was sick. It was stupid.
Everything was just going fucking awry that day, and both of us were just out of it.
Oh yeah.
We decided to postpone, but luckily, the guest that we did have tonight never confirmed. He was like, "Oh, okay, pencil me in," and then
was he from $3?
When Brett wanted to reschedule, I was like, "Hey, I got this date, and it's sooner than waiting till July at the time. That's the only time we had. So
as long as we can keep him from sharding himself, we're gonna have the whole show.
He's not that bad, but let's get him in. So we get to talking.
Let's go.
4 minutes already into this show.
Well, time flies when you sit next to an idiot.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's up, Rob?
Good to see you, man. Good to have you on the show.
Thanks, man. Glad to be here.
Wow, you were more animated 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, no shit. What happened?
Smoke a ball? No. On air, you're like, fucking drummers.
Oh man.
Speaking of drums, you got your kit right behind you, huh?
Oh, it's one of them. That's the small, like, quick, easy, like if I got to go play like a quick little small stage or some shit.
Do you guys have a bat signal? Like, come here.
Yeah, for sure, man. Anytime. I'm always ready.
What's the bat signal? So how's it been going, man? I haven't seen you since what, October?
Yeah, everything's been great, man. We just finished recording 15 songs, our album, and everything's done. We're just like sitting on it at this point because we don't really know what our next move is. And other than that, we've already written like probably 12 songs into the next album. I mean, we practice twice. We get together twice a week, Ace and I. So, and our bass player.
Wow.
But yeah, we kind of stick to like a, pretty strict schedule, I guess you'd say.
No idea what that means.
I know. It's more just for us because we just like hanging out and jamming, like it has nothing more to do than, like it's not like we're trying to accomplish some like, huge goals or anything, man. We're just having a good time playing together again.
You guys took a little break, right?
Oh, dude. Me and our Ace and I, we went probably like 15, 16 maybe years without like seeing each other at all. And living in the same town too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
it's just
we went
in different directions, man. Like, but that was like towards, I don't know, that was like towards the end, obviously. But you want me to start at the very beginning? Like where we met?
Yeah, like,
or
let's start with you. Like when did you like get introduced to music, and then from there
took a
direction of like punk rock, and then
all right. So the first thing that really piqued my interest was Van Halen, man. When I saw Van Halen like on TV, dude, like in the 80s. I saw them having a good time on stage, and I was like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like that just looks fun to me. You know what I mean? And then when I got into like junior high, I was during that time, the only thing that we really had out here was metal. I mean, metal was huge in the 80s. This is like, 85, 86. And so I had an older brother that was 12 years older than me. And he had moved to the Bay Area and became a roadie for a band out there called Eddie and the Tide. They weren't really a punk band, but they all those guys, well, not all of them, but a lot of those guys listened to punk and like went to punk shows and stuff. So that was my brother's kind of introduction into that world, new wave and punk and stuff. So my brother would give me these mixtapes all the time of like new wave. A lot of it was like recordings off of K-Rock, from LA, 6-7, K-Rock, yeah. So he'd give me these K-Rock recordings, like Rodney on the Rock and stuff, and that was my introduction. So like one of the first tapes he gave me was one side was K-Rock, and the other side was the Beach Boulevard compilation. I don't know if you remember that. It came out on Bomb, I believe.
I do.
It had the Simple Tones, Rick Elric, and the Crowd. And
okay.
Yeah, and
one of those foldouts from the magazine, yeah.
That was the first thing. That was my introduction to punk rock. Was a tape of a recording of that, and funny enough, like so. Then years later, when I started buying records and stuff, I ended up finding that on vinyl and stuff. And then years later, when it came out on CD in the 90s, when I met Bill had it, and me and him had a whole huge conversation about that too, because it was a great record, man. I don't know if you ever heard it, man. It's a really important record, But
what kind of went through your mind? Were you sort of like blown away, like this?
What's that?
That's what was going through your mind where you're just like blown away, like, wait, you can do that? Like,
Yeah,
holy
man.
shit,
You know,
it's aggressive
I
and it's
think,
melodic.
you know, because I was already like playing drums. That was something I just was like doing already, you know, like kind of as a kid. And yeah, man, you know what I like like because I was into BMX and skateboarding and all that stuff. So like, you know, obviously, man, the aggression and the anti, like, you know, you know, the lyrics were like anti everything, man, which to me was just very cool, you know, like, you know, when you're a teenager, man, it's all about that aggression. And my parents were strict religious Christian. So I would have to hide my records. I'd have to hide my stuff, man. Like they would go through it, dude. Not so much my dad, but my mom, you know, would like, she would throw shit away, dude. And so it made it difficult, you know. That was a challenge when I was young.
I hear you. I think we all went through
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was worshiping the devil for a long time.
that.
That's my mom.
Yeah, dude, church like 3 times a week, man. I was like, I had enough, dude. So punk rock was real easy for me to get into, you know.
I've heard that a lot. Like, it's kind of a savior space for a lot of people that had that were just those people, and it was almost like I don't know, like an internal place we could go, we could have that, and like our parents were never going to understand, and so it made better sense because they would never understand.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, so that led me into punk rock, and then sometime in junior high, I went to a metal show. Well, I went to 2 metal shows, dude. I went to go see, funny enough, my mom let me go see Stryper, so I went and saw Stryper. And then I snuck out with a friend and went and saw Maiden. And after I saw Maiden, then you know, I don't know, man. Something at that Maiden show, dude, made me go, I like metal, dude, but I just don't know if I like these people that I'm hanging out with necessarily. You know what I mean? So so then I really started gravitating more towards the skaters, and then I met a group of guys that we would go to the Bay Area and go to Gilman Street, and that's where I would see like my first show I think was like Operation Ivy and Crimp Shrine, and I don't know, man, maybe like Schlong or something, like, but we'd go up there all the time, like almost every weekend, man, and go watch, you know, whoever was playing, man. It didn't even matter to us, dude. We just wanted to go see punk rock, you know. But that was my
That's
first.
cool.
So then,
That's where you
go
got
ahead.
to hang out. Is like at Gilman. Every single.
That was one of the only venues No Means No would hit on the way down.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was good time. So, and then
You're back east though.
Huh?
Are you back
What's
east?
that? No, I live in
Are you back
in California.
What's that?
I thought you said
originally wasn't the band from Chicago?
No. So let me start. So we moved to Chicago, but let me go back. So so during this time, you know, I was in high school and like going, you know, I was just kind of going to shows and listening to music at that time. And I was also like really into like the Bay Area hip hop scene too. So I'd go to like hip hop shows as well down there, you know, see like we saw E40, man, like Mac Dre, like all these artists when they were just starting out, man, back, you know. So we were kind of into it all, man. And so right after I graduated early because I was just kind of like wanted to get out of here, man. So I went to a continuation school. I got into some trouble, graduated early, and then I moved. I moved to Santa Cruz to go to college. And when I moved to Santa Cruz to go to college, I was going to shows all the time, like every weekend. And then I met a dude through an ad, this guy named Dan, and that's when I started playing in bands. That was like the first band I was in was with this guy Dan. And this is like 1992.
You just can't be that old. I don't know what you're doing, man. What are you eating? But God,
I'm 53. Hey,
you look
I'm
like
53,
shit,
bro.
Fuck.
You sold yourself to the devil young.
Yeah, dude. I mean, how many dicks you gonna suck?
You went to Forever 28.
Yeah.
Dude, no one believes me when I tell them. I
bet
tell
you
them all the time. I say it's orange juice, bro. I drink orange juice every day, not the cheap like store-bought orange juice, but like real orange juice. That's what I stick by it.
Dude, I'm gonna start drinking orange juice.
I drink orange juice every day, but it has got vodka in it.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but you're probably drinking shitty store, but you gotta get you either gotta squeeze it yourself or get like organic, like real shit, dude. Because you can't get all that.
The best oranges are Valencia, man. That's squeezers.
I like Tropicana.
No way, fuck that. Squeeze it yourself.
My play.
Nah, I don't know. It's just fun.
The 2000, what was it? 1993, you said?
1992. So I meet this guy, Dan, and he becomes pretty much like, he's a few years older than me. So he kind of became like my mentor. And he was like a really, really good guitar player, man. Just really, really good. And so I started playing, and he had a band. It was called Fuzzcore. And I started playing in this band, Fuzzcore. And when I first got into it, they were doing more like, it was funny, man, because they were kind of a death metal band transitioning into like rap rock at first, right? And so like that's kind of
This sounds great.
Yeah, and it was really weird, man. So it was my first band, so I had no idea. But I had been going to all these Gilman Street shows and all these punk shows. And so I was like, hey, let's try this, you know? So I started introducing them to like Descendants and all that kind of stuff. And then once that entered the picture, then it kind of turned into more of like doing like punk, like, you know. So we recorded a couple demos and stuff, and then at some point Dan tells me that he's been planning on moving to Chicago for like years, because all his friends that he went to high school with, you know, his like buddies, you know, his best friends, they had all moved out there for whatever reasons. You know, I think one of them had like step parents or something, you know, one of those issues, right? So anyway, he was telling me like, I'm gonna move to Chicago no matter what, you know, this band is just whatever, you know. So he goes, do you want to go with me? And I was like, yeah, I'll go with you. I ain't got nothing else going on. I had already quit school. And so we had to, you know, we played like a couple shows with the band, and then that just kind of fell apart. And then in like September, I think, of 92, I was in a freaking small ass little car with him, dude, driving to Chicago, man, with the trailer on the back. And I mean, I didn't really have that much stuff, you know? But,
yeah, that age.
He
So what part of Chicago did you move to?
Well, so here's the deal. They lived in so like Boys Town, like right by like Wrigley Field. You know, like Belmont and Halstead, like that area. Dude, it was killer, man. I fucking loved it, man. It was, I mean, you gotta think, man, I grew up in a small town, dude. That was like, Santa Cruz was cool, man, because I moved to Santa Cruz to surf. That's the main reason why I moved to Santa Cruz. But I wanted to go to school. But I wanted to be by the beach, you know what I mean? That was like the main thing. That's why I picked Santa Cruz. So, but you know, Chicago, man, there was no beach, dude. It was just, you know, I was just wandering around that city, man, and it was fun, man. You know, I was just skating everywhere, and like I was way into graffiti at that time, so I'd go paint on the trains and stuff and hang out with all the troublemakers. But
Ever get to surf the Great Lakes?
No, dude. So here's the thing: when I got there, Dan was already like 23, and I was only like 19, dude. Okay, so I was just a kid. So I couldn't get into any of the clubs or the bars yet. You know what I mean? So I had to like go find my own trouble, man. So I ended up meeting like other street kids, you know, and that's kind of like became my group of friends for a while. Yeah. And then but here's the cool part was when I first got there, all his friends were from like the generation before, like Rights of the Accused and you know, those some of those punk rock, those early Chicago punk rock bands, you know, that were around like in, you know, the 80s and shit, you know. And a lot of his friends were in that crowd that were now playing like just rock, you know. So our roommate, which was Dan's best friend, was the bass player for that band. Have you ever heard of Triple Fast Action? They're from Chicago.
Yeah.
They're really good, man. And that was Dan's best friend Kevin was the bass player. That's who we lived with. That's, you know, we all lived in an apartment together. But through that, because of all that group of friends, you know, they were all in the music industry somehow. So like they got me a job working at a record distributor, like a punk rock record distributor. It was called Rots Records, and working there is where I like learned the business. You know, like that's where I really started learning about bands and like you know, outside of the Bay Area, anyways. And you know, like I got into like New York hardcore stuff and you know all that stuff that was going on at that time in the 90s. You know. But that I wasn't introduced to when I lived out, you know, when I was in Cali. I wasn't introduced to that stuff yet.
There's that word again.
Cali?
Yeah.
Weeks in a row.
So speaking of like hardcore, is there a song about SSD or a story about SSD you had?
Oh yeah, that's way later though. You guys want to go there right now?
Oh, let's skip ahead.
You're jumping ahead, man. That's the spring. I mean,
so you moved to Chicago. What's the first band you're in? It's a punk band.
All right. So when I moved to Chicago, I didn't really. The only shows that were just starting to happen were like at this club. It was right down the street from where I was living. It was called the Wrigley Side. And the first show I think I saw there was like Oblivion and maybe oh no, it wasn't Oblivion, it was Smoking Popes and maybe it was the Boll Weevils even, dude. Like, you know, we're talking like these guys' first shows. Oh, I saw 88 there. Dude, pretty much, you know, all those old, you know, bands that were around back then. And then because I was working at the distributor, I would always have passes for any of the big shows. So they would give me passes for like if NoFX came to town, you know, I'd have tickets to go for NoFX or like Screeching Weasel or any of those bands, you know, like they would, you know, because they would want me to go to the show, you know. So so I'd get to go to all these shows but dude, the thing is, man, and I didn't know anybody at that time. I was just a shy kid, you know, just kind of like checking everything out, you know. But so me and Dan and I were trying to get a band going out there, and we were like recording a bunch of demos with just him and I and a bass player, and this went on for about a year, and we were not able to find a vocalist or anybody that we wanted to play with. So so at some point I invited one of my friends from home, my friend Carlos. I invited him out to come and visit and sing guest vocals on this recording, right? So he agrees, and him and his girlfriend and my cousin, they all fly out, and we do this recording of 6 songs, and we you know, it was just on a 4-track, you know, but it was decent enough for us, man, and it sounded good. Well, anyways, during all this happening, while they're there, at the same time, I'm still hanging out with all the street kids I was telling you about. Okay. And while this was going on, one of those kids got shot and died. Right. And it was a big mess, dude. And while this happened, it freaked everybody out. And like Carlos and like everybody just left. They were like, we're going back to California. Like it was like a big, like it kind of scared people, man, because no one really knew like why, you know what I mean? It was just kind of like out of the blue, you know. But we found out why later, dude. But it was crazy, man. But anyway, so they came back to Cali, and then Dan and I were just like left, kind of like we didn't really know what we were gonna do, so we I moved. I was kind of freaked out, dude. So I was like, I'm gonna go back to California, man, and just like chill out for a little bit with my, you know what I mean? So I came back here, and then like just to kind of like catch my breath, man. I was kind of like, it was. I'm telling you, man, this is somebody I hung out with every day. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was freaky, man. It was crazy. And when we found out the reason why, it was even more crazy, dude, because it was some crazy ass shit. But
usually
yeah. Anyhow, so that was my introduction to you know, I was learning about all those punk rock bands in Chicago because I worked at the distributor and I was going to some of these shows. And so when I came back to California, I had brought that kind of with me, you know. And so I was by this time, you know, I'm in my 20. I'm already like 20, you know. I'm going to wherever I want to go, fucking driving to shows and just doing whatever. And so Carlos and I kind of picked up where we left off in Chicago. We just got a bass player out here, and we started jamming those songs that we recorded the demo with, right? And so we started playing shows locally just for fun, you know. And then at some point he was like, I can't do it anymore because it was like it was interfering with his like normal band that he was in at the time. You know, it was starting to become like you know how that goes, dude. We were doing too much and it was starting to interfere. So at like the last show we were playing at, I kid you not, man, this little 16-year-old kid just comes out of the nowhere, dude, and goes and just starts asking me to come jam with him, right? And I'm like, man, dude, who is this kid? You know, he's just following me around. And it's Ace, you know, little young Ace, man, still in high school. And so we ended up at a party that night, and same thing, man. He's at this party, dude, and he's just following me around, man, like, come and jam with me, dude. Come and jam with me all night. And so finally I was like, all right, dude, if you leave me alone, man, I'll come and jam with you, dude. And so we set up a little date to go. And when I went and jammed with him, dude, that was it, man. He had like 6 songs, dude, and they were great, man, for his age, you know. And at that time I was young too, you know. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do, you know. So that's where that's how that all kind of started.
That's the amazing part about, you know, the early days is when you find out one person and you just click, and you know, it's magic.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for it.
You gotta be a magician.
Yeah. As soon as he started playing, man, I knew he was the guy, dude. And I was like, I immediately called Dan, and I'm like, you know, I got to bring this guy out to Chicago, and we got to make this happen. And he's like, we'll just work with him. And, you know, so we recorded 2 albums of material here before we even went to Chicago, just as a 3-piece, just to get like him ready, you know, because he was very, you know, he had never played a show really, you know, so we had booked a bunch of shows just to kind of get him ready. And then surprising, I didn't even, dude, I couldn't believe his mom even let him go, man. He was, you know what I mean? His mom actually was like, yeah, because she knew that he was going to be miserable if he stayed, you know?
Right.
Yeah, we're a different generation though, man. We keep talking about that little Gen X thing, like we ran our own lives until we could.
What's weird though is that, like, you look at bands bands now, and a lot of the way certain bands start now is they're not from the same cities, but they have technology now. Like I sing for a band in Australia. I play drums for a band in Germany. It's just like it's easy
crazy,
now.
dude.
Yeah.
Back then, if you wanted to be in a band, you had to go to where the music is. You couldn't wait for the music to hit you.
Well, you didn't even know what was happening. You didn't like move, go across the street.
And then the balls that we had to be touring or traveling, in your teenage years and early 20s, just to make it happen.
It's hard to hitchhike with a drum set, huh?
Like Chong. Double bubble. So that was the original Houseboy.
So that's where that's when Ace came in. That's when it was Houseboy. Before Ace was there, we were going by Full Blown Grover, which was a take on Oblivion record. Funny enough as it is. So we started. It's funny, man, because when Ace came in, we started out as the Sneetches, and we were the Sneetches for like 3 weeks or something, and then we realized there was another band called that, and then Ace was also like, sounds too much like the Snitches, dude. So like, we got out of that one quick, and then we changed it to I don't know, man. We just stuck with Houseboy. It just stuck, I guess. Wasn't always my favorite, but and then when we were only here, I think we played like 4 local shows. Okay. And then our 5th show was in Fresno, opening up for Rhythm Collision Face to Face. And
wow.
Yeah, that was cool, man. And that kind of like put us on the map a little bit. And that's how I met Harlan for the first time there. And so we after that, we moved. That was our last show here, and then like a week later, we moved to Chicago. And then when we moved to Chicago, we were living. Well, we kind of stayed with Dan for a couple weeks, and then we ended up finding a little place like about 2 blocks away from Fireside Bowl. So like we were able to walk to the Fireside Bowl whenever we wanted to, dude. Nice. Like we could just walk there. Yeah, it was so fucking cool. It's funny, man, because we didn't realize how cool it was until like later, like now we're like, dude, we had it made, man. You know what I mean? Like took that shit for granted, dude. But we were there a lot, let's see. Around that time we just started like writing, new material and stuff, and recording a bunch of demos, and then we were doing. It was cool, man, because Dan and our bass player were older guys, so they were more into like the bar scene, and so they would book shows at like the clubs, and which a lot of punk bands weren't doing at that time, dude, because they didn't want to cross that line. You know what I mean? They didn't want to fucking do it, but we didn't give a fuck. We were just like, whatever, dude. And a lot of bands wouldn't play the Metro because there was this big fucking thing against the Metro. And this is before the Boll Weevils thing that happened later on. There was, there was still this thing, yeah. So anyway, but we didn't care, man. We played whatever. But yeah, and then after a while, Ace just I think he got a little homesick. And so decided he didn't want to be there anymore, man. He wanted to go home, and like I don't know what he was thinking at that time. He was like 17 years old, dude. So I don't know. And so it kind of like it put us. We were just starting to we had just recorded an album, we recorded a 7-inch. We were like just starting to really like kind of cook, man. And then let's see. This is like around 95-ish or around that. I don't know, maybe not. Yeah. So so when he left, we continued on with, we got another singer and another guitar player. and started another like little side band called Colorfall, which was like our first introduction into like emo, because we were all really getting into like bands like Braid were coming out right around that time, and like Captain Jazz had been around for a while. We were like really in all those bands, and so we wanted to try something a little bit different. So we started this band with these other guys, and we did like a little demo, like a little 6-song little thing, and then shortly after that, Ace came back, and then when Ace came back, we just jumped right back into it again, and then things kind of went good for a while, and then around like I'd say like early '96, we started getting where like we were getting offers to play outside of Chicago, like other states, and like maybe starting to do some like tours and like stuff like that. And the other guys didn't want to do that stuff. The older guys, like, they didn't want to like take the risk, you know what I mean? Like they were too into their jobs and stuff, so it kind of put us in a weird, like, we had to like decide, do we want to? And that was Dan, my buddy, my buddy Dan. He was like, look, man, I still want to be in the band. You guys just go do your thing, and like I'll be here. That's kind of how we left it. So I was like, all right, man. So Ace and I we got a bass player, and our buddy Alan, the guy that he was the guy that put out our 7-inch. And then when he came in, we were just a 3-piece for a little while there. And then that's when we started going on tours and playing like across the country and stuff. But you know what? I got to go back real quick, because the one thing I failed to mention was when Ace left to take that break, that's when I got called to be in the Boll Weevils.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I guess Ken had caught wind that that Ace had left, and it was like maybe like the next day, dude. It was really weird, man. And he called me up and he was like, "Hey, man, I know you guys are like looking for a singer and stuff." He goes, "Would you ever consider being in the Boll Weevils?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, fuck yeah."
Did you tour? I knew you recorded with them. Did you tour with them too?
Yeah. So that was my first taste of touring was with those guys, and yeah, and that's for what they were during that time. Man, I was the youngest guy there, man, and I was just kind of long, I didn't have any, I was the new guy, you know what I mean? So so I was just kind of like taking it all in and learning the ropes, So but they were already kind of like Daryl, was getting ready to become a doctor and stuff. And so there was already like some tension there with what was going on. And I don't really remember what it was. But anyway, I remember Ken was really trying to like play as much as possible while we could, before Daryl had to start whatever he had to. I think he had to start his residency or something. So we were doing like a lot of tours and a lot of like little, like small tours. But it was cool, man. It was fun, dude. I had a blast.
What I was gonna say is that hearing those stories, I still don't get it. Like here I am, gonna be 55, and I've never lost that taste of touring. And when I hear about bands that they start establishing themselves, and then they decide, oh, it's too much. I kind of understand that. But when you've been in bands, say 10 or more years, and you're doing that continuously, and then you decide, yeah, it's not for me anymore. That's what breaks my heart, and I don't understand. It's just like, and it's always the same reasons. It's my career, my marriage, my kids, my mortgage. It's like, okay, I get it, but
well, that's fall into like just societal norms and like, well, I'm
Yeah.
supposed to get married, have kids, and buy a house.
But music, I mean,
Way better than that shit.
like, I don't know. Like, I remember when I first met you, you know, we started talking, and you know, it was just like, you know, we're around the same age, but his heart is in it, you know, and you have kids, and you know, like, one of your skating legend.
Oh, my
Really?
daughter's badass, dude. Yeah.
And you know, just you know, we've hung out a few times in the shows we played, but and I just you and I just got along instantly.
Absolutely.
You know?
Oh,
It
yeah,
was-
yeah,
it
yeah.
was really- but it was your stories in your heart that you know that really like got me closer to you than you know a lot of the guys that we were meeting, you know, on those road trips. And
Yeah.
it just your story, you know, like when he was in the Bull Wheels, you guys did a split with the Friesen. You know, and I was like, oh shit, I remember that. And you were in the band at the time. Fuck, I wasn't. But
You got kicked out long before that.
no,
So
way
when
before that.
when you're looking at your daughter and your kids, you see them kind of following in your steps. That's scary.
No, not at all, man. I solely support her, dude. She rips, man. She lives in
Like,
San Francisco. She's
bones and all,
got
just
her
like
own, yeah, man. She's got her own place, dude. She's sponsored, man. She's doing it, dude. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, you know, I tell her all the time, man, go, you know, go do your thing.
And go, you know, go do your thing. Live the dream. You know, that's
Absolutely.
you know the best I think any parent can give their kid. You know,
or any advice at all.
Yeah, my dad gave me that. You know, that okay, like later on in life, but he was truly, you know, from 93 on is very like, you know, hey, you're doing what you said you wanted to do, so keep doing it.
Yeah.
My mom, on the other hand, still doesn't get it, you know.
Yeah.
Even now, she doesn't get it. Why you want to play a bar?
Free drinks, mom.
Free drinks.
Free drinks and no women.
I think my mom finally gets it.
Oh, the bar's name is Party.
It's not whatever.
So who did you guys sign with in those early days? Like when you started putting stuff out?
As far as Houseboy?
Yeah.
So it's weird, man, because the first stuff we did was our buddy Alan had a label called Watching Records, so he was putting out he put out our first 2 7-inches, and then after that we had a hard time trying to get somebody to put our album out, man, and then a lot of things happened around 96. So we were like touring a lot just on these 7-inches that we had recorded, and we were shopping our album, and then at some point Ace and I got back to Chicago, and we were paying rent on a apartment like a block away from the lake, man, like, and we were like, dude, we're paying all this money for this apartment and we're never here because we were on the road so much at that time, you know what I mean? So we made the decision that we could just take what little stuff that we had and bring it back and put it in our parents' garage in California and just hit the road. That was our plan. So me and him around like 96, late 96, mid 96, me and him, we had just got done touring with Mandingo, our first tour with Mandingo, and so we decided that we were gonna load up the van and like bring all the stuff back to Cali, and then just focus on trying to tour full time. And so we get back out here, and him and I ended up getting like a little renting a little house together, and because we could jam in there whenever we wanted, and like we had a skateboard ramp in the garage that we could skate anytime, you know, it was dope, dude. And we had parties and stuff, but it was this little punk house, and so we were trying to write songs for a next album. We recruited a local bass player, and we recorded a demo that ended up going missing. It's the infamous missing demo that no one knows where it is, dude. Like, it's all these songs that we have no idea what happened to them, dude. So anyway, that's another thing. And then so during this time, we get a call that Dan, he died from a asthma attack in Chicago. He this is like our best friend, and so he I guess he had he was doing some drywall work, and it wasn't ventilated in that room, man. And I think he just he couldn't breathe, and he had asthma really bad, and yeah, man, he died. And he was only 27, I think. So
Wow.
yeah, so that right there, put the brakes on the Houseboy thing for us, because, and the big reason why is because we were already talking to him about, because we had been touring a little bit and doing a lot of stuff, and Dan was talking about moving back out to California and doing it with us, because his family lived out here too. And so we were like, yeah, man, move back out here, man, and get in the van with us, let's go. And so that was the plan. And then a couple weeks later, man, after we had saw him and we talked about it, he ends up dying. And so that it put the brakes on Houseboy, dude. We were devastated, man, and we didn't want to do it anymore. And we were just we want to do something else completely. So that was 1996, and then we got, that was when we decided to we started a band called Driver 11, which was totally different than Houseboy. It was because we were way into bands At the Drive-In, and God, man, who else were we listening to at that time? We were listening to a lot of DC bands like Fugazi and Hoover and all these just. So we were we wanted to do something really just obnoxious and fucking crazy, and so we started this band called Driver 11, man. It was like a math rock band, and it was just a 3-piece, and we were recording a 7-inch and some other songs, and we did a tour, and that was just a 1-year kind of thing that we did. But during that tour is when I met Joel. Huh?
Billy?
Don't listen to him.
Ribs.
And Joel,
our
one
guitar
of the
player.
guitar players, right?
Yeah. Sorry, man, if I'm talking too much.
Everybody's starting to mix together. But is it one of your guys' live in a different state?
Yeah, so Joel booked a show for Driver 11 in South Dakota for us. And when we were there, our van just happened to break down there. And so we were kind of stuck there for a few days. And during that time, man, we all became really close friends, man. And then after we got back from the Driver 11 tour, that's when we got a call from Stiff Pole Records, and they wanted to put out the Houseboy album that we had recorded with Dan, but because we wanted they wanted to do the dedication, so there's the little dedication on the inside, So Stiff Pole decides to put out that record. It sold pretty decent for a punk record. And so he called us and said, he goes, why don't you guys get the band back together and go on tour and record another record? And we were like, okay, So Ace and I at that time had already started another band called Joiner, which was kind of a continuation of Driver 11. It was just crazy emo shit. But we were just like, yeah, man, we'll go do this. So we needed another guitar player to take Dan's place, and then that's when I thought of Joel, you know, because he was very similar in a lot of ways, you know, personality and the way he played. So it was just a good fit. And so Joel flew out, man, and I think within like a week or something, I don't know. You got to let Joel tell this part of the story, dude, because I get a little mixed up. But I think he came out and like learned the songs, okay, and like we wrote some more, and then I think he went home, and then I think he came back, and then we like recorded the songs and played some shows, and then we went on tour. And we went on tour. When we recorded the album, we had this guy Steve playing bass, who was also from Chicago, but he decided, I don't know, man, for some reason he wanted to, he had to go back to Chicago. So then we had to get Joel's brother to come and fill in on bass for the tour. And that was the second tour we did with Mandingo.
Jesus Christ.
So all this crazy stuff was going on, and we had just recorded an album with our band Joiner, and we had to tell those guys, hey man, we're gonna be leaving for a while. Sorry, dudes. And those guys they were pissed, dude, because we were kind of doing pretty, you know, we were doing pretty well with that band. And so yeah, man. So we went on this tour, and when we went on that tour, on the Mandingo tour, that's when I met my wife, because I met her on that tour. And that happened when we were in I think we were in New Jersey, and we had like a day off, and I don't know, man, I just we went into a bar one night, man, and you know, I saw her there, man, and kind of the rest is history. You probably don't want to hear all that story, dude. The rest is kind of history on that. But I've been married 27 years, man, so
what? 27?
Yeah.
Dude, who does your eyebrows? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man.
Ever been?
The pre-interview when we were talking, he said 27 years. He said, I think, 16. And he goes, oh, wait, no, 27. And I was like,
fuck, that's a big difference. That's not apples to apples, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking bands, dude. 13 months.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. So here's the deal, man. She was on some MTV. They had at that time, man, they had an MTV contest going on called, it was like the Next VJ. I don't know if you guys remember that. And she was one of the finalists. She made it all the way to the top 10 with a girl that was my ex-girlfriend from Chicago. And like, so when I met her, we were talking about that, you know what I mean? But then it just turned into like, I'm like, oh, fuck that, man. I don't want to talk about that. Like, you know, but I don't know, man. She came to a couple shows, and then me and her just kind of kept in touch for like the rest of the tour. And then by the time I got back to California, man, she flew out like a week later, came out here, and like she's like, what do you want to do? I got to go back to school in New York, because she was going to school at FIT in New York. And so I was like, I'll move out there, dude. I don't give a fuck, man. I'll roll anywhere, dude. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to lose, dude. So let's go. So I hit up Ace. I'm like, you want to go to fucking Jersey, bro? Because we had to live in Jersey, man. We couldn't afford to live in New York, dude. So Ace is like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll go. So we ended up moving to Jersey, man. And then we had a whole thing out there, dude. Like, it's weird, man. That was a whole nother like scene that we were in for a while. But so that lasted for like maybe a year. The Jersey scene, we had a house with a basement, and we used to put on shows and stuff. It was fun, man. It was a good time.
Yeah. Something else just popped into my head. We have another mutual friend that you used to jam with.
Okay.
Jay Nothington.
Oh no.
Oh, Jay.
Remember that?
Yeah. So Jay, that comes later. I'm telling you, man. You guys want the whole thing, man.
Keep going.
Oh God.
Okay, we're at 96. I'm at 97.
No, we're up to like 98 now because we're in Jersey now. It's like 98, and so we at this point, man, Stiff Paul's been really good to us. You know, he's putting out our records, man, and like, you know, he was taking good care of us, man. So like, we had no problem being on the road as much as possible, you know, and so we went in the studio and recorded another record. And it's funny, man, because so Joel was kind of in the process of moving out to Jersey to be where we were, and in the meantime we had another guy named Beer Can. That's what we used to call him, Beer Can. This guy Phil. He was playing guitar, just kind of filling in for Joel, and he's actually the one that actually recorded on the album because Joel never got a chance to get out there and get his parts done. So anyway, during this time, my wife, we weren't married yet, but we find out she's pregnant with my son, and so that kind of changed a lot of things, because she's like, you know, I don't want to go to school pregnant and all this stuff, you know. And I get it, I got it, man. So so we kind of made the decision that we were gonna move back to Chicago at that point. And the reason is
back to Chicago
because you know, like I had already established some kind of like foothold there from living there before, and I knew I could get a job there, and I actually had a job there waiting for me when I got there. So so that was like the main reason why we chose to go back there, and and everybody kind of wanted, you know, Joel wanted to move to Chicago, and I don't know, it just made more sense. So that's what we ended up doing, man. So we ended up leaving Jersey and going back to Chicago in 90, like end of 98, I think. And then let's see, we get out there, and me and my wife got a place, and Joel was out there, and him and his girl got a place, but Ace was having a rough time, man, and so he decided he didn't want to be out there, and so he left again, man. He was like, I'm done. So at that point, we were like, I don't know what we're gonna do, you know. So this is when the Springer story comes in, man. From SS. So I was DJing at a club called Thurston's in Chicago, and Springer, from SSD, he was a DJ there too, and we kind of became friends, man. He was cool. I loved hearing his stories because he had the best stories, dude. And so we'd hang out and stuff. And then anyway, after a while he found out that we were in a band, and you know that we jammed and stuff, and then I think one night we were like, dude, we need a singer, man, come and jam with us. He was like, all right. So crazy ass Springer comes, and we tried to make it work, man, for a couple weeks there, dude. We recorded some demos and stuff, but this guy was he was still like out of his mind, bro. This guy did more coke than anybody I've ever met, dude. Like, it was just insane, dude, and drunk all the time, man, and like, but super cool, man. I loved him to death, but he just couldn't make it happen. You know what I mean? So after a while, man, we had to throw in the towel with old Springer, man. It just was not working out. But there is a demo that with him singing on it, dude. These songs, man. I'll let you hear it sometime when you come to my house.
I really like that. Probably sound amazing.
Yeah, dude, he was super fun guy to hang out with, man. He had some great great stories, dude. Just fucking funny as hell, man. Yeah, he was a good guy to hang with, but you know, man, dude, some people, man, just lose it after a while, dude.
One of the coolest things about being in bands and touring and then meeting all these legends and heroes and stuff, and you sit down and you start telling stories and you hear their stories and just like, fuck, man, like
that was just last weekend.
Legendary.
What was the craziest thing you've seen on tour?
Craziest thing I've seen on tour? Oh man. Oh, probably the fight with the Nazis, man, and fucking Georgia, dude, at Crazy Johnny's house, man. That was crazy, dude. We were on tour with we're on tour with Mandingo, and I can't remember if it was somebody from our group or somebody from their group, but somebody had messed around with some dude's girl that they shouldn't have been messing around with, and these dudes fucking they rolled up, dude, fucking like 20 deep, man, and it was like a full-on gang war, dude, in the front of this house. Dude, we were fucking fighting, man. Fucking, there was people were swinging chains and shit. It was crazy, dude. That was probably one of the craziest things, man. It was fucking people bloody and fucking knocked out, dude. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, dude. Cops never came, man. They just fucking left after a while, dude. It was absolutely nuts, dude.
Wow.
I can't believe anybody didn't get shot, man. Like no one pulled out a gun, but I mean, it was different times,
Oh, yeah, people didn't do that back then a lot.
Yeah, dude, not as much as now, man.
Yeah, dude, not as much as now, man. What year would that have been?
So that was like 90, like 98, 99, around there. 98.
Yeah. I think about 98, 99 is when the gun started coming into punk rock. I got shot in 99.
I shot myself too. Yeah. Well, depending on what side of town you lived on out here, like it get a bit rough.
I got shot in Texas.
Well, look at you.
Jesus. Like imagine, you're playing drums and singing for a band. You get shot in the left arm, and they give you a tetanus shot in the right arm. And your arms are dead for 3 days.
How did you get shot, dude?
Again, I was playing at Zeros.
Big Target.
Zeros in Corpus Christi, Texas on Halloween, 1999. And some kid showed up, not into punk rock. He was more into hip hop, and he was standing right in front. And when the pit started, he thought people were trying to beat him up, and he ran out to his car and started shooting at the place. 350 people in that joint. One person got shot. Hello.
Damn, dude. That's crazy.
We fucked up the rest of the tour because we missed 3 days, and we were kind of staying local just so, in case it got infected, the hospital that treated me, we could just go there. And so we canceled 3 shows, and we're like, okay, we'll make it up. But by the 4th night, it was so far, the gas money we're taking, it was just ridiculous. And I was already done with it. I was like, I'm in pain. I can't lay on this side. It hurt. And laying on the back in a van, for 4 days, I was just like, fuck it, let's just go home. And then
dude,
we were still in New York,
man.
He sent us some money and said, hey, just go home. And
which band were you touring with at that time?
Lazlo's place.
Okay.
That was kind of the beginning of the end, I would say, of that lineup. That we got back from that, and that was 99 and 2000. Our drummer quit, and that's why I became the fucking, because he quit, and we had to do that tour. I didn't want to cancel. It was funny. I don't know if you've ever experienced this when you're just a drummer. So I was a drummer and singer, and I wanted to get a drummer in, and so I put an ad out, and this kid calls and he's like, yeah, dude, I want to come in and play drums for you guys. All right, cool. And he's like, I've never played real drums. I just play like
drums.
garage band or garage something. And
Was it
what
great?
the fuck? And, yeah, dude, it's probably the same, as long as you got the colors. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's hilarious.
My life,
dude.
You're hired.
And then there was a voice that came in.
I wish that the first time that Ace left, we tried to like replace him, at first, because we didn't know if he was coming back, and so we held auditions for singers for like a month. I wish I would have had a camera rolling, dude. Just some of the nuts that showed up, bro. Oh man.
Stop.
I had a kid show up to audition for us, and he came up, he got on my kit, and he was pretty much I thought he was gonna be the one because he knew what song titles were and kind of phrases here and there, and I was like, okay, that'll be good. And we started playing. His meter was up and down, and I was like, dude, you got to pick a spot, man. Have you ever played to a click or anything? Just you got to keep, a steady meter. He's like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm the drummer. Just let me do my thing. I was like, whoa, man, this is my band. You don't come in with that attitude. And he looks at me and goes, well, you think you can do better? And I'm all, dude, I'm the original drummer for the band. He's like, oh, and I go, what, here, let me show you, kid. And I, picked him up off my throne. And I sat back there and I go, you know what, I'm going to do you one better, and I grabbed my microphone stand and I played and sang. But because of what I did that night, the rest of the band was like, why don't we do the tour like that?
Oh, God.
Fuck. I got to play double duty every time.
Don't get paid double every night.
But I refuse to play drums and sing because the first time I did it back in the late 80s, early 90s, I was diagnosed with cancer. I almost died.
Shit.
And then I came back 10 years later almost and, became the drummer singer again. And then I get shot. So I was like, the third time,
I'm stabbing you. I'm going to stab the shit out of you.
I will never do it again. I'll sing backups all day, but as a lead singer, no. So what kind of kit do you play?
I have different ones for different styles, I don't just play punk rock, dude. I play a bunch of other shit too. So I have my main kit though is Star Classic, Thomas Star Classic that I've had for like 20 years. I don't know.
Birthday present from your wife.
It's a good, yeah, man. It's my road dog, dude. Yeah.
What's the kit behind you?
That's a DW. I use that one more for. That's a DW. It's a vintage. I don't know what it's called. Collector series. That's what it is. I'm not a big DW fan. I have that because it's got a small bass drum and I can use it on small stages. But I use it more for like reggae, like when I play reggae and stuff. It's just small and easy to move around.
Gizz hates the ska. I love the piccolo snare, by the way. That was a good decision.
I love it all. There's not much I don't. The only music that's really like kind of needles to my ears, dude, is country, man. That's the only thing I can't jive on, bro. It's just not my thing, man. But anything else?
Like the new generation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me do Gizz, you saw that Dwight Yoakam tattoo?
Yeah. My tramp stamp.
Man.
A couple weeks ago, somebody sent me I can't remember what it was from, but it was some country artist, and it was about like the lyrics were so stupid, but it was about going fishing and wearing boots and getting to work. I was like, what the fuck, man, is this guy talking about? Like, and then the person who sent it to me was like, dude, like, do you dig it? I'm like, no. Not at all. Like, this guy's annoying.
It's just not my thing.
Me,
you know, dude,
Yeah.
Ace had a country band that he was in for like 20 years, and he was great, man. They're excellent, dude. But it wasn't particularly my thing, you know. It just wasn't what I was into, dudes. But he did his thing, man. You know.
So how many bands are you in right now?
I do Houseboy with Ace and Joel and our bass player Bill, and then I just do. That's really the only band I'm in. I have my own solo project that I put out. You know, I put out records every like couple months, but that's it. Other than that, man.
George,
do you play guitar, bass as well? Yeah,
I play piano too, dude.
Enough to record.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a virtuoso like a lead guitar player at all, dude. Like, I'm not like Jay, dude. Like, Jay's fucking, that guy's fucking badass. But like, you know, I can play some chords and stuff.
Even at 53?
Yeah, man.
This guy.
Oh, you guys got any tours coming up? Any shows? Anything?
We don't have anything, dude. We like I said, we just finished recording that record, and now we're just kind of like trying to figure out what we're gonna do with that. And we haven't really booked anything yet because I don't know why. We just haven't, you know. So, but it's crazy, man, because we're available. Like, you know, we could play whenever, you know, pretty much. But never, you know, pretty much. But
His birthday's coming up.
Yeah. I do a show every year called Gizz Fest. It's my birthday party, and you know, I always get bands that I played with in the last year, friends, and just get together and you know have a great time. And this year, I had a venue and I had the bands, but the band that I really wanted to perform with didn't want to do it, and I was like, you know what, fuck, like if I can't play with that band, then it kind of throws off my whole schedule with the bands that I wanted. Yeah. So I got the venue because I waited too long, booked that night. So I got a chance to book at one of my very favorite clubs and up in Palmdale called Transplants. And I decided, well, if I'm going to perform with my other band, my acoustic band, then I want the whole night to be acoustic. So it's, kind of the same vibe, and it's not, up and down, up and down. It's just one solid night of, my friends who just like to be singer-songwriters, and that's what we're going to be doing this year. But next year, hopefully I get back to it and, get hopefully my band Foreclosure back together so we can. And it sucks being in a band with everybody older than you, and just
there's older than you.
Everybody except for Ball. All
not just in life. There's other people older than you.
Yes, yes, there are.
I don't believe it.
Respect.
I have none. There.
All right, so we already talked about gear. We've talked about upcoming shows, upcoming records,
Sex Life.
So that's pretty much like you guys are just waiting for the next show, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. As far as Houseboy and that stuff's going, yeah, man. I mean, I'm kind of like we get together every like twice a week, and like I said, I think we're already like 10 or 12 songs into the next album, dude. It's just crazy, Like, we write a lot, man. Ace and I, when we get together, it's just real easy. It's real easy for us. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's very magical. I don't know. Dude, it's just really easy. It's always has been,
I hear you, man. It is easy when two members get together and they collaborate and they're in a room together and they get to work on stuff. And You know, like again, like with my guys, it's like nobody likes to rehearse. You know, so it's always demo tapes and being sent, and then you record your shit, and everybody listens to it, and everyone goes, "Oh, this is a great song. Hey, kids, why don't you work on this part, work on that part?" You know, like yeah.
I think
Like, let's
I
work on
honestly
it
think
together.
that yeah, I think that the us not being around each other for like 15 years, man, and then like coming back together is like was really good for our relationship because it's just different, you know, now, man. There's a different respect, you know, and you know, we both kind of like lived life, you know, and then came, you know what I mean? Like it's just different now, man. I don't know.
And that's kind of what for sale Lewis and I did too. You know, we were together from 89 to 92, 93.
Yeah.
And then we didn't get back together until 2015, 2016. And then we've been playing it together ever since, you know. And then what was it, 2023, 2024 is when we started Foreclosure. And, you know, fuck, I want to do more. I love playing with those guys, you know. I
dude,
played,
yeah,
you said.
you guys are awesome, man. I love it.
That was nice. Again, I got in trouble because I drank too much.
Gizz doesn't hate the spotlight. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So you guys, is there a working title for the new album?
What? One more time?
Is there a working title for the new album?
Yeah, it's called The New Granada.
The New Granada.
Yeah.
Is it a car or Spain?
No, it's actually a play on it's like a reference to a movie that it's called what's the name of that movie? I think it's called Over the Edge. You never seen it?
I don't know that. No, not until tonight.
It's a fucking excellent movie.
So is that going out?
Huh?
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Is that going to go out digital, or are you guys going to press?
We're trying to press vinyl, dude. We're trying to actually press like all of our stuff on vinyl, but we haven't got there yet, man. We're still kind of like, and we just recently got like distribution for all the stuff digitally, so like, you know how it is, man. It's just like trying to like knock one thing down at a time, you know.
Oh, yeah, secure the publishing, talk to the lawyers, feed the babies, kiss the wives.
Yeah, and then like I said, man, I just in the meantime, dude, I put out, I have like my solo thing that I do, but it's not punk rock at all. It's just stupid. It's like a little bit of everything else, but it's definitely not punk rock.
It doesn't have to be. four bong rips. Four. It doesn't have to be punk rock. It's more about like attitude and
I know,
sort of where you are in the world. It doesn't have to be. Like,
I know.
I mean, remember when they came out, people thought REM and the Replacements were, but you know, people thought REM was a punk band. Talking Heads was a punk band. Like, I mean, and then they're all right. They were.
I guess it'd be like punk rock and like Devo, I guess, esque way. I guess I don't know. It's very, you know, just like electronic, you know. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't care. I do it for myself, dude. It's fun, man. I get bored, man. I have to do shit, so you know. I just write all the time, man. I'm like, I already.
Brilliant.
What's that?
I've said the same thing over and over. Like since the pandemic started, everything that I write now, mostly because I need to release it from inside. The traumatic shit that's happened, or stories I just need to tell, and I don't give a fuck anymore. Whether it be with Wormwood or Screw Tape or fucking or Foreclosure, whatever lyrics I write, however I sing the song, I'm comfortable enough in myself that that's how I'm gonna sing the fucking song, and you know, a lot of my friends, you know, who've been hardcore fans of Lazlo and shit, they're like, oh, bring back the fucking punk rock, this indie shit. Fuck you, you know.
Put the fucking replacements that made Hootenanny. That was amazing.
I love singing because I love singing. What am I trying to fucking impress? You know?
Well,
so like I like guided by voices a lot. So like that's like a huge influence on like what I do. Like as far as like just writing, like not new guided by voices, but like the older, like where it's just like random songs. You know?
like the older, like, it's just like they have like 38 albums.
Yeah.
Do they now?
Like, I'm not kidding. They had like 38 fucking albums.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to get back. I'm like, okay, guys, thanks. That's great. How about
Bad Religion?
Oh, that was AC/DC.
Bad Religion is the punk rock AC/DC.
They fucking are. They have more albums than AC/DC though.
Same song though.
Yep.
I worked at
Don't do it around.
I worked at Epitaph for like a month, dude. That was interesting.
Oh, with old girls.
What did you do there?
I worked in the warehouse.
Ah,
Yeah, it was cool, man. I liked it, dude. It was dope.
you used to work for what? SST?
Yeah, I worked at it. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool when I worked there. They were moving the warehouse at the time, and so like we were moving all the stuff, you know, all the product and stuff. But like there was all this stuff that had been like buried, you know, like just cool ass, like just in particular, like there was one I remember seeing this like storyboard for like Suffer, like when they were recording Suffer, and they had everybody's name on it, and it had like the parts that they had to do. And then they would put like, they'd cut out pictures of boobs from like magazines, and they'd paste boobs on there, dude. If they nailed their, it was fucking crazy, dude. I was like, that's awesome, man. But I thought that was cool.
Hell yeah! Did you like gank a bunch of shit?
No, fuck no, dude. No, dude. Nah. I saw some cool shit though.
I am a thief. White male, dude. I have to steal something once in a while.
I have too much of a conscience for that. For that.
He's a good guy, not you.
Everybody needs a fucking villain, you pussy bitch.
Yeah, no, it was cool,
so
man.
we're gonna get you music digitally. When are you guys gonna release that stuff digital on the new one?
Man, it's still kind of like I could release it right now, but it's just I don't know what everybody wants to do yet. I don't know. We're kind of just seeing what I don't know, dude. I'll be honest with you, man. I haven't really thought about it a whole lot, dude, because I've been kind of focusing on some other stuff. But at the same time, man, it's something that we need to do. So.
Well, we'll get you definitely back in when you guys get it all figured out and
do an acoustic set.
Huh?
Do an acoustic set for Gizz.
Yeah. We don't have to do. We can play. Here's the thing, man. Joel will pretty much come out if it's worth it. You know, like if we have something planned, he'll come out here. But I don't know, man. Things are getting pretty expensive right now, though, so things might change this year, dude. I don't know. Things might change this year.
Dude, I'm with you on that. Like, just looking at certain prices of certain products that you need to tour, it's not
a box of cheese at the grocery outlet is $11.
Oh my god!
Fucking cheese! I can make cheese. Jesus Christ!
Dude, the other day I started on the internet how to make cheese. So
yeah,
interesting.
Did you want to hear how I met Jay?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so after that last tour when we went to Chicago, and then things didn't really work out, and so Ace came out and we played our last show in Chicago. And that was in 1999. That was like right after my son was born.
That was like my son was born.
So after that, that was it. Houseboy didn't. We were done, man. We didn't. We never did another Houseboy thing until recently, until last year. But after that, we moved back to Cali. Because my dad wasn't doing real well. So shortly after that, my dad died. And after my dad died, it kind of like, that's what kind of put us, like where we are, you know. I ended up buying my home and like, you know, some stuff like that. So built a studio. And so we were focusing on our band Joyner for a long time, dude. For a few years, we put out quite a few records with Joyner and did some tours. And then around like 2004, Joyner kind of dissolved, and I was looking for people to play with in the Bay Area, and so I met Jay just through like an ad before Craigslist even, dude. This was like, oh, maybe no, this was like or maybe it was Craigslist. I don't know, I can't remember.
Maybe it was.
Or like MySpace or some shit. I don't know, dude. But we met and we ended up jamming together. He had a couple other guys that he was jamming with. And so we started jamming together when we formed the band Aerial Mile together. And then after like a few, it was like a couple years went by. Or no, it was like maybe a year went by, and like the singer Paul quit. And then we were looking for another singer, and then Ace stepped into that. So Ace ended up becoming the singer for Aerial Mile. So we actually did play together again, but it wasn't Houseboy. And that's around like 2004, 2005. And then that went on until like 2008. And then that's when Ace was going through his he was not doing good, dude. He started drinking real heavy, man, and like he was having a hard time performing. And I mean, myself, dude, I was starting to get really into pills at that time. So at some point, man, it dissolved again. And then shortly after that, I moved to Woodland Hills for a while, and I had to get out of here for a while, out of the Bay Area and shit. So me and my wife, we moved out to SoCal for a few years. And then I was in some bands out in SoCal, man, for a while, dude. And I did some touring out there. I was in, do you guys know that dude, Rick Thorne, the pro BMXer?
Me and Rick Thorne?
The band Good Guys in Black. Yeah. I did that. I did a tour with him. If that, it was cool, man. We were in a bus, dude, stayed at nice hotels and shit, got paid. But it totally wasn't really like, it wasn't really my thing, man. But it was fun. But so yeah, it was cool, man. So we were in LA for a while, dude, and I did some other stuff like that out in LA, and then at some point, my wife got pregnant with this is with our third, because we already had our other daughter back in California. I mean back when we were up north, but she got pregnant again, and then we decided to move back to where we are now and more up north in the Central Valley. But so yeah, and then ever since then, man. Oh, go ahead.
I love that term. She got pregnant. Like you weren't there. You said I didn't pull out. We got another baby.
I got her pregnant. Yeah. It was one of those.
I know. Like,
and then she got pregnant, and then we had to move back.
No, I didn't. That wasn't what happened.
That wasn't the only reason. There was a lot of like factors that factored into us coming back. But that was one of the main reasons, you know.
Okay, so in this time between kids, where did Jay come in?
Yeah, no, we want to hear about Jay. Jay.
So like I said, Jay was right before we moved to LA. We started the band Aerial Mile, 2004, and him and I, we were with this guy Paul and this guy Matt, and Matt was actually in Tsunami Bomb with Jay as well. And
okay.
Yeah, and he was also in. Me and Matt and I were also in Action Design. I was in that band Action Design for a brief minute too. So with Matt. Anyways, I don't know, man. There's a lot of craziness that happened during that time. But so Jay and I and Matt and Ace, we did the Aerial Mile thing for a little while, and then at some point we stopped doing that because M from Sanaya Bomb and Matt, they wanted to start a new band called Action Design. And so they asked me to do that with them. And when we did that, Matt was like, "We're not gonna do Aerial Mile anymore." I was like, "Okay." So I thought Jay was gonna be in that at first too, but that didn't end up working out. So we ended up doing that Action Design. I was only in it for just a little while, dude. I recorded the first EP with them, and then I was out, dude. And then I moved to LA right after that. But that was pretty much where me and Jay ended, man, was when Aerial Mile dissolved during that time. Jay started Nothington right after that, and I kind of lost touch with him after that, man. I think, he was, I mean, rightly so, dude. He was probably super pissed at us, man, because I thought he was going to be playing guitar with us as well, and he ended up, but like I said, I didn't last that long either. So but yeah, that's where the story ends with Jay, dude. I haven't seen him since then, man. I know he started his band, and he's doing fucking better without us anyway. So
Yeah, he was on Sons of Eric.
Yeah,
I got to tour with him in 2011 in Europe. So we spent the whole month together, and
he's one of my favorite people, dude. I love that guy.
Chris,
I love his energy, man.
His voice, his guitar.
Yeah, he's a
guy.
fantastic
Good stories.
guitar player, dude.
He's got history with fucking.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It was just a moment. He was a country star for like 50
years. A country star.
Yeah.
But all right, time is it?
Joey time.
Ooh. It's Joey time.
Chip time.
I can keep. Hey man, I can keep going. I can keep going, dude. I keep going.
What else you got? Ooh,
I know. Let's do a second one.
Yeah. So
okay. So what year was it when you jammed with Jay?
That was like 2004, maybe 2003. And then, like I said, right after that, I moved to Los Angeles. I did that Action Design thing for a second. I never played a show with them, just recorded. And then shortly after that, I moved to Los Angeles for a little while. We lived out there for like 2 years, and I toured. Like I said, man, I was in a couple bands. Rick Thorne thing was probably like, and then I briefly started Aerial Mile again out in Los Angeles with all new guys, just to like get out and play some shows, because I was like jonesing, man, for a while, dude. I couldn't find anything to do. So after a while, like I said, man, things ended up taking a twist for us to come back. It was like 2008, 2009 when the housing market and all that shit started happening, and we had renters renting we own our house here in the Central Valley, and we were renting it out to people. And what happened is they ended up just leaving one day, just like taking off. And so we didn't find out for like 2 months, and it kind of set us back for like 2 months. So we had to like either move back or like sell the house, So we ended up decided to keep the house and just move back. So kind of where we were at that time. So then I come back in 2009, and when I came back in 2009, that's when I started doing a band called Low End Automatic, and I did that for a couple years, man. That was more like Rocket from the Crypt type stuff, like Hot Snakes. That was like, seriously, man, that was one of my favorite bands I've ever been in, dude. It's probably one of the most fun bands I've ever been in, dude. It's just really good stuff. It's a shame that a lot of people didn't get to hear it, man, because it's really good stuff, dude. but it's out there. You know, you can find it. So I did that for a while.
Well, actually,
then...
there's one thing that
What's that?
there's one thing we haven't discussed yet. Well, there's one thing we haven't discussed yet that we usually discuss with all of our guests. Is who are your influences?
My influences, as far as what, drumming or music?
Well, let's go with drumming first.
Yeah.
Drumming, my like, dude, all-time favorite is I mean, I know it's very cliche, dude, but Neil Peart from Rush, dude, is like, that's who I always wanted, even listening to punk rock back in the day, dude, I was always still a Rush fan, dude, and like Neil Peart was just who I would always try to emulate. That was like number one for me. And then Stuart Copeland from The Police, Keith Moon, like all the nutty guys, man. I liked all that crazy, but I don't know, dude. And then as far as musical, I'd say like my favorite all-time like punk rock, like new wave band is probably Gang of Four. Like that's probably my number one.
The first.
So that's probably, like I'm just way into that kind of, like I like the like that quirky, like just that kind of that weird, I like Wire, like I like the Wire stuff a lot, and I love even like the later like Wire Train is like one of my favorite bands, dude. Like I love Wire Train. I listen to that like daily. But then again, man, something I listen to every day. One of my biggest influences is I listen to a lot of Fela, man. Fela Kuti. It's my go-to, man, every day.
Yeah.
I put it on first thing in the morning, man. Gets me through everything.
Have you ever gotten into Jungle?
What's that?
Ever gotten into Jungle? Listen to Jungle Fire?
No.
Oh yeah, dude, put on some Jungle Fire. It's like a porn being filmed in a van in a chase scene with shag carpet and cops. It's fucking magnificent.
I love
like that kind of like yeah, dude, it's funky as shit.
Yeah, cool. I'll check that out.
Jungle
Fire.
Yeah,
Jungle Fire.
No, that was I'm not allowed to reference.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I listen to like I said, dude. I listen to so much different music, man. But like daily, man. I listen to a lot of like lately. It's been mostly like real obscure R&B, man, from like the '80s and even some from the early '90s. But like just a lot of really rare like 45s and rare cuts, man. Like that's kind of been what the jam is lately, dude. Like all that boogie funk and. I don't know. That's where I've been at lately. That's kind of the stuff I've been like peeping out lately. When I go to record stores and stuff. So in my solo music, I use a lot of samples. I do a lot of sampling. So a lot of the sampling I do is like old R&B and old soul and stuff. So like, it's kind of almost like hip hop, but I don't rap, dude. You know what I mean? So it's just. It is what it is.
Dude, what do you hire Rick for?
It's like hip hop, but I don't rap.
Yeah, that's what Rick Thorne's job is in the band.
Half a jazz hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
This much.
I've been singing on a couple of hip hop records, and I've never.
No way.
That's like, hey, can you sing a chorus on this one track I got? And, I don't even think I've ever gotten the actual track so I could actually do it. But I've been asked a couple of times. And
well, when you make it big.
Yeah, nah. When they make it big.
Royalty.
I got to hear your solo shit. I'm going to send you some of my stuff too.
Okay.
I got I got email address now. So now I'm going to send you all types of shit.
Send
you a couple movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Now you're gonna get his wife pregnant again.
Honey,
I need you.
Yeah,
Geez,
Yeah. So yeah, man. But after I did that, that was like the last original project I did for a while, man, because like life started coming into play around that time, man, and it was like, how am I gonna make money and do this? You know what I mean? Where I don't have to go get a real job. You know what I mean? Like that's started happening around that time. So I fucking sold out, dude. I started playing covers and fucking doing every gig I could fucking get, dude, just to make money, so I wouldn't have to fucking.
Go on.
So I wouldn't have to, yeah, I know. Yeah. Funny. No, just so I wouldn't have to like.
I don't know.
Just so I wouldn't have to like do like normal job shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. But and I had the studio too, so I was trying to record as much as possible too, and just kind of like doing that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. That was when I fell into the reggae thing for a while too, because I got sick of playing covers. I did the cover band thing for like maybe 3 or 4 years, dude, and I was just like, dude, it was so embarrassing. A lot of times I would just be like, oh God, I can't believe I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Like I'm playing with all these these guys are fucking nerds, dude. Oh.
Was it or was it?
I'm just joking. Anyway,
were they cover bands or tribute bands?
Both, dude. You name it. I've done it all, man. I did a GNR tribute band, dude.
What tribute bands have you done?
Oh man, I don't even remember the names of them, dude. Just random.
I would do a Rick James tribute band.
James, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I did a GNR tribute band one time, dude. It was fun, man. It was cool, but I mean, I wasn't. See, that's the thing, man. A lot of those guys, they live that shit, dude. They're trying to be those dudes, man. I ain't trying to be somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be my own person, dude.
We've actually had this discussion on air with a couple of people when we're talking about tribute bands, and at least with, I think, like within our punk rock scene, one of the things is that we believe that a band has to be dead for 10 years. Like,
absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
If it still exists and there's a tribute band to that band, I think that's lame.
Yeah,
that's totally lame.
Come on, dude. The real thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like the Stones.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, there's Green Day tribute bands.
No way.
Yes, there's no doubt. Yeah, I love the No Doubt though, because they're called No Duh.
Oh God.
But like, still, like, if the band like Metallica, there's like what, a 10,000.
There's all kinds of them. Yeah.
Fucking Metallica.
If you were in a Rush tribute band, would you call it Hurry Up?
That's good.
I remember talking to Carl from All, and I told him, "Hey man, I want to start an All tribute band, and I want to be all Spanish, and I want the band to be called Todo." And he was, "Hey,
that's awesome."
That's awesome.
No, it's my giant fucking bug. All right, so if we want to find some Houseboy stuff online, where are we going?
You can find it on anywhere. We're on all platforms.
It's on Spotify.
Yeah, it's all everything.
Well, no, it's on Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah. All my solo stuff's on all that too, man.
What's it under? Your name?
Fross.
Or do you have a band name for it?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. It's FROSS. Fross. And then B, just the letter B with a period.
Frosby.
Frosby
still.
And the last name is Freeze. FREESE.
I see what you're doing.
Frosby.
That's right, buddy.
All right, Freeze.
I got a lot of stuff to research tonight.
I go to the Enchanted Home.
Hey, it's right up there with Gizz, right? Gizz over here.
I know, right? Full head of hair and everything.
Fun.
Fuck yeah.
They
53.
named that Dwarves album after him. Young and good looking.
Oh man.
Aw,
He's the
man.
Eric Mass by Apocalypse.
Yeah.
You guys are too kind.
No, you look way better than us.
Yeah. Again, he sold it to the devil.
Yeah.
28 forever. What was it? Forever
28.
28. That should be
Forever
your next
28.
story you open. It's like the hot topic for old brands.
Yeah,
The warm topic.
It's just vintage band tees.
With turtlenecks, though. With turtlenecks. 'Cause
Socks with holes in them. Your underwear with skid marks.
oh, God. Jeez,
Yeah, man.
Okay. You crossed the line, hacky sack boy.
All right, man. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. We're gonna put you in the green room, and we'll say our goodbyes there. But thank you for coming on the show, man, and I hope to see you soon. And
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to hang out again,
hopefully-
man.
Don't get anybody fucking
man.
pregnant.
Keep it in your pants.
All right, man. See you in just a minute.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Let's see here.
There's buttons you got to push. Look at you,
But
old
yeah, look,
motherfucker.
It takes forever with this fucking.
Buy a new one, bitch.
What was what did what's the
Commodore
name of it?
64.
Commodore 64.
Think. Even the remove button takes like a minute or two.
Yeah, everything.
I'm bummed we didn't see any comments.
Oh, shit.
I'm sure
Nine.
Scott had something to say. Scott had something to
There's
say.
9 comments.
Uh-huh.
Show comments on stage. Oh,
Yeah,
I
look
guess
at
I
that
can-
button.
I don't fucking read any of this. Okay, let's hear. We are all weirdos. The Barstool Prophets. Hell yeah. Steve-O.
Hey, Steve.
I'm 58 and all I want to do is tour. Yes.
Yeah,
I love
you look
Steve.
58.
Yes, please. William Deming. Amen. Better late than never. Ah, there we go. Gizz Lazlo chorus. So where is Gizz Lazlo in your drummer influence
Nope.
list? Ah, I missed that question.
Just nope.
Uh,
Just nope.
nope.
He's in the land of nod.
Cunt. I swear. Man. Oh man.
Yeah, buy yourself your birthday. They're hacky slacks.
Yeah.
You can play hacky, but you can still have a full-time job.
Man.
You're wearing a tie-dye t-shirt.
It's
I know.
John.
I know. I love that guy.
I was actually wearing one earlier, my Kiss shirt. And
That's
I
just
was
the
like,
stupidest
"No."
thing ever. You're too old for that.
Too old for what?
Kiss shirt.
Shut up. Just right.
Big kiss.
Kiss my ass. So,
Yeah.
all right. So 6 episodes down the drain.
Yep.
And
The drain is fucking right.
that should be the name of the next
Flush it.
season, huh?
Flush it.
Flush it. That should be at the end of every show.
That'd be kind of funny.
I'm gonna this week's flush is you.
Oh yeah. The big fella is ready to go home.
You
Look at
fucking
him.
shit stain. Oh. So next week, speaking of shit stains.
Oh God.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Next week we got Todd from the Electric Ferrets, a 900-pound 900-pound garage.
900-pound monkey dick.
900-pound gorilla.
T-Boone here.
He was also that Lazlo's place, X for sale.
Where do you want to go?
But we definitely got a lot of history next week, and
Yep.
and we got a new co-host evidently.
Oh, he's the first.
He's the mascot.
No, he's the
Whoa!
first. Oh, get him! Kill his face.
Oh,
He's gonna be 13 in a couple months.
13 in a row.
Yep,
Damn.
not on purpose.
All right. So you know what you should do? Come back next week and hang out with us for another episode of
Nonsense.
know what you should
Hey,
I'm
lose.
Gizz Lazlo,
I'm still just Paul.
and
This is our weight loss program.
suck it.
Takes an hour and a half to sign out. We